Greetings, beautiful people. It's your girl, Renee. Welcome, welcome. A lot of you know that I had a podcast back in 22 when I touched down here in Columbus, Ohio, from New Jersey. Y'all know I'm Jersey girl, okay? So East Coast, so Jersey, all day, every day. I'm going to rep it till the day I die. And it was called our Breakthrough Podcast. But today, is a really special night and special day because I am premiering the Lip Lounge, also known as Life is Poetry. And if you guys have been following me for some time, for the next, I guess for the last 2-3 years, you know that is my brand. It is the movement that has birthed 2.5 books now. Okay. The third book is coming out in March. But tonight is the premiere. And I knew a year ago that I wanted to bring this person on to talk to him about a book that he wrote, a love letter to the woman, honey. A love letter to all women. And I would also say a guide for men. But I just wanted to get all of that out the way to let you guys know. Welcome to our Breakthrough Podcast presents the Lip Lounge, also known as Life is Poetry. So tonight, we are going to talk to a prolific writer and poet, author, all the things. Spoken word, father, husband, community leader, and then we're going to talk a little bit about our events that we have coming up. So stay tuned, stay locked in. I want to give them a countdown so that those that I've messaged and texted and hit up or tagged about this live, so that you guys can get ready for the entertainment and get ready for the conversation. Okay, so I want you guys to go to the bathroom, grab something to drink, grab something to eat, and stay tuned for our Breakthrough Podcast presents the Lip Lounge with myself, your host, Renee Taylor, along with our amazing guests that I'm getting ready to announce. So after these short messages. All right, we are back. Thank you for holding on. I'm wondering where people can see this. So hopefully you are locked in with StreamYard. You have approved the permissions for StreamYard to invite you on to this live. It's been a while since I've been on here. So hopefully I'm on Facebook. But if you are not able to see me on my main page, there are 2 pages that are Renee Taylor. One, I have long hair. And this other one, I have hair like this, but both in red. But without further ado, I want to get our guest on here, Mr. George Lee Jr., prolific author, writer, and poet. Welcome him to the stage of the Lip Lounge.
Hello. What's up, everybody? What's up, Miss Renee?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm okay. How you doing on this fine Wednesday evening?
Wonderful. I'm so glad that you could join me today. And I hope everybody can see us. And it's been a while since we've been on StreamYard. So I'm hoping that people are able to see this now. If not, we will save this. And if you're tuning in now, if you're tuning in locally, or you're tuning in later, just know that you are here with our Breakthrough Podcast presents the Lip Lounge, better known as Life is Poetry. We're here with George Lee Jr. And I have your book with me. I had to find it and take it out the archives.
Hey,
Yes, take it out the archives. Let me show you guys the cover. And love her.
love
Okay.
her.
Love her. Okay.
There
I
you
used to
go.
love her. Okay. It's however you look at it, right? It is a matter of perspective. But I really love this book and I have a lot of notes and I have a lot of questions.
Okay, like
Yes.
the old ladies with the Bibles with the highlighters and the Yes.
Yes, honey. I mean, I got little cards in here. I mean, because I didn't have enough bookmarks for all the questions and all the words in the margin.
Love it.
But but
That's
I know that. Let me see. Let me make sure that this is going to the right place. Let me see, because I am. I know some people are like, we're standing by. So I'm not really sure, but it looks like we are live. We should be live on Facebook. From what I can see, I'm live on my main page, Renee Taylor. If you're following me on Instagram, you know it's at Renee Taylor. Everything that I post on Instagram subsequently goes onto my Facebook page. I have short hair like so, and a red shirt and red lipstick. So take a look and tune in now or later. So let's jump into it because we definitely want to let the people know about some really amazing events that we have coming up.
yes.
So let's talk about this book. Let's talk about the
Yes.
origin, when it
Yes.
started. When did you know you need to sit down and write this book and put pen to the paper and that you were going to share it with someone? So let's start there.
All right. Well, this goes all the way back probably to the late 90s. I remember
Ooh,
always
come on,
being
90s.
told back then, you need to write a book to show these men how to do what they need to do. I was always told that. I've always been a poet. I've never actually written outside of writing poetry. So I started working in the financial aid field 2008. So around that time, I started seeing a lot of the young relationships, the generation younger than me. So I started, because it was often that I had a student, and maybe the student had a boyfriend or a girlfriend that went to the same school, and I would assist their boyfriend or girlfriend. So there was one pivotal day. This probably occurred in 2010 when I was helping a young lady, and her boyfriend was waiting in the lobby. And I was done with both of them. So have a good day. I'm going to the bathroom, and I'm following them as I'm going to the bathroom because they're walking out. And the guy goes, "Hurry up, B." I'm like, dang. So I just knew it was about to go down. I'm like, oh, it's about to go down. Because my generation, it would have went down.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the girl was like, "I'm sorry, my bad." I'm like, what? So
Wow.
this was about 2010. So that was probably the first time I started, and I saw that behavior after that in other forms. Just a lot of the females of the younger generation kind of just taking whatever from dudes out here. I'm like, wow, it's really like that.
Mm-hmm.
So ironically, I was married to my first wife at the time, and within the last year of that marriage, I started writing this book. I said, you know what, I'm gonna start writing. It wasn't even because of my marriage. It was just because a lot of what I was seeing out here, and just in terms of these younger relationships. And when I say younger, I mean I'm 52 now,
Okay.
so I'm talking maybe couples in their 30s now.
Okay.
Whereas back then they were maybe in their 20s or late teens, early 20s, and I was in my 40s. So I started writing it when I was laid off actually. Worked at a school here in Columbus. I'm originally from Cleveland, but I moved to Atlanta, moved back to Ohio in 2011. And the school that I transferred that I used to work in, they actually laid me off because they closed. The now defunct Sanford Brown University.
Okay.
So I started writing my book. I had the time. I was between job hunting and I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote the book, finished it, got it edited, got it copyrighted it, and that was it. But it was just my way of sharing gems and sharing what I felt like I knew. I'm not a counselor, I'm not an expert, but anytime I opened my mouth, because I think it was because I had a present father. He taught me without teaching me, if you will. He, without words, he showed me how to treat a woman by how he treated my mom. And that's
Mm-hmm.
all I saw my whole life. So whenever I would open my mouth, oh my God, really? You need to teach these dudes. That I've been hearing that all my life. So I'm like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? I'm gonna write a book, and I just basically drew from what I learned from my dad and what I learned from the other positive male role models in my life. So I finished it in 15, started it in at the beginning of 14,
Mm-hmm.
finished it in 15, and had my first book signing in Cleveland in late 15.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I want to recap all that because you just dropped a lot of gems. And I want people that, of course, that either are aspiring writers to know what that process looks like, right? So
Yes.
you took us back to the 90s. Okay. Shout out to the 90s.
Shout out to
Okay,
the
the
90s, man.
90s is a great time for music, entertainment, everything, right? Yes,
Ah,
chef's kiss.
all the things. Yes.
Yes, all the things. So I love that you mentioned that here it is. This is just a vision, right? Somebody or a
Hmm.
seed, I should say, right? These
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
planted in a seed in
They
your mind,
did.
like, wait a minute. You should be out here talking to somebody
Yep.
about this. You should put this in some type of book or whatever to tell the world, right? And now we're talking about 2000s,
Yeah.
okay? Now we're talking about where you're in a totally different industry, okay?
Yes.
Schools, financial aid, very, very different from artistic and creative. Now we're in 2010. I
Yes.
also want people to notice that, here it is. You said you got laid off and you had time. You got
Yeah.
laid off, right? There's this weird season. Maybe it's a rest season, maybe it's an unexpected
Yeah.
season, right? But in that unexpected season, you found some type of purpose, right?
Yep.
You still made yourself useful in that moment,
Yes.
and you still allowed yourself to be creative, right? Because I think
Yes.
a lot of times we think about, oh my God, my job, my career, you
Yeah.
know, my success, as if there's these, as if that has the key to everything that we want, right? That it's unlocking the gates to,
Hmm.
better. Not
Yes.
knowing that what we came here with, right? These gifts that are inside of us that have yet
Yep.
to be realized, are something that we can tap into at any given time, right?
That's
And
right.
it's not something that we need permission for. It's
Nope.
not something that we need to go out and apply for, right? We don't need to submit our resume for. So I
Mm-mm.
want people to get that. So I love that you mentioned that. And then it didn't even come to fruition until 2015, right? 2015,
It took a
16.
minute. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that you took us through that process, because with much that I've done as well, it
Hmm.
doesn't always happen in the moment, right? It
No.
has to be a vision in your mind, right?
Yes.
You may be in a dream, maybe you speak it or
Yep.
you write it down, and then there's an execution that happens, right? But
Yes.
we don't want people to mix those steps or miss those steps. So thank you for sharing that.
Most definitely.
Yes. So let's get into it, okay?
Yes. Yes.
Because this is the first chapter and it talked about trust. Ooh,
Mm.
trust is a hard one. I can tell you right now, for a woman like myself who has had her
Mm.
heart broken many, many times, many times, right? You lose trust. And
Yeah.
most importantly, you lose faith. You
Yes.
lose faith in the person, you lose faith in the process, you lose faith in the idea and concept of love.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
So
day.
yes. So I love that you started out with a quote that says, trust is the very first thing you give to
Mm.
another once you allow your walls to fall. Sometimes, even before love, trust is your first offering. So I love that you talked about those walls, okay? Because I think I've built a lot of walls, okay?
Yeah. We all
A
do.
lot of
We all
walls.
do.
So I wanted you, because as I read this, I wanted some more examples about how one can begin to build trust when it
Hmm.
comes to loving another, being
Yes.
in relationship with another, whether it's just like getting to know you phase.
Yes.
Um, it could even just be the platonic friendship phase, because a lot of us
Yeah.
have also experienced friendship hurt as well. So,
Yes.
how did you build trust early?
So for me, because I was just talking about this to a friend the other day. A lot of us don't reset. We
Mm,
go right from one to the other. I see that often.
okay.
Matter of fact, I got a call scheduled with a longtime friend tomorrow where I'm gonna actually talk to him about that.
Mm,
Where he's divorced. I think I believe it's final, but he's out there dating already. I'm like, whoa.
ooh.
When I got divorced and separated, I took a moment
Now,
because I
what's a
knew,
moment?
well, and that's relative. So so I got separated in mid 14.
Okay.
Now, I was still going out with whomever, but I was unintentionally dating. And I let
Mm.
that be known. And I was transparent that's what I was doing.
Now tell me this unintentional, because I know that people like to be transparent and they'll say these things, but it
Yes.
means different things to different people. Can you break that
Right.
down a little bit?
And that's
What
why
is
you got to be
unintentional?
cleared. Right. And that's why you got to ask for clarity. So for me, I was just dating just to have fun. Going out cuz I wanted to go to a movie, cuz I wanted to go
Okay.
out and eat. You
Okay.
want to go out with me? But I kept it real at the same time, like, look, I'm not looking for anything serious right
Okay.
now. I want to let you know just in case you are, but just to let you know where I am.
So just
Because
company, really. You wanted
yes,
company.
and I
Okay.
let it be known, and I think a
Okay.
lot of us don't
Appreciate
do,
that.
too many of us don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that there was residue that I had to get off of me from my ex before I was ready to be
Mm.
serious with the next
Wow.
residue that I had to let fall off. And there was even a time I thought I was ready. So my ex had this thing, you talk too much. You talk too much. I'm like, okay,
Mm.
what? I've never
I
heard that
remember you
before.
talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I get with I'm on a date and I will never forget. I was talking and I stopped talking.
Yeah. I
And
remember
she was
you
like,
talking about that.
why'd you stop talking? I'm like, I think I'm talking too much. No, you're not. I love it. And I'm like, wow,
Mm.
I'm still carrying that from the last. So that's how yeah, George, you're still not ready to intentionally date.
Okay.
So once I knew that that residue was off of me, that's when I began intentionally dating, which also had a lot to do with trust.
Okay.
Because
Got it.
out of my last one, it was cheating on her part. So there was a lot of distrust with me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't, who can I trust? So I knew that I had to wait a while before. And for me, a while was maybe a year and a half, 2 years
Okay. Because that's
before
what's
I
okay.
before I began to intentionally date.
Okay.
So it was a bit, but and then I had to get to know me all over again. I hadn't been single
Mm.
since '03. And now
What
this
does
is
that
11.
mean, George? What does that mean? Because it's not enough
So
that I hear that from a man about getting to know you at all, right? I feel
yeah.
men's process is very different from women's process.
Yes.
So I know the women that I am around, we we're doing the work. We're having conversations. We're talking to each other. We're asking each other
Yes.
questions. It's multi-generational. We're digging deep. Whereas
Yes.
some of my male friends are not having those, they're not doing
I'm
deep
glad you
dives
spoke on that.
of
I'm
men.
so glad you just said that.
Yeah.
So I'm of a different cloth. I have male friends who I have a lot of female friends, but I have male friends that I'm very close with.
Okay.
We're very in touch with who we are. And it's sad that a lot of guys don't have the outlets that you all have,
Hmm.
because they feel like, a lot of men, let's keep it real, feel like vulnerability is a sign of weakness. But
That
that's
part.
actually what also helped me to heal.
Okay.
And, going out with my male friends and us talking, me talking to either a male friend that either went through what I went through or, was just open enough to listen to me without judging or just helping me through my process. And that's what,
Mhm.
so when I say getting to know me all over again, we all are who we are. We all have a foundation to us.
Okay.
But there were branches of me that were not the same 11 years later. I was
Right.
not the same George altogether from '03 to 14. Now,
Hmm.
my foundation was still the same. I was still a certain type of dude, but there were things that my perspectives had changed a little bit. I mean, we're talking from age 29 to now 40.
Big
So,
difference. Yeah. 20-year-old
yes,
into
life,
40-year-old. Yes.
I've had a child. I've gotten married. I moved out of my hometown.
Okay.
Yeah, there were a lot of different differences with me. So,
Hmm.
me going, and then there was a lot of times, even though I was intentionally dating, I was going out by myself, going to
That
movies by
part. Okay.
myself,
Okay. I
going
like that.
going I will post up at a restaurant and sit at the bar and just so getting comfortable because I was married, and when you're married,
Yeah.
you're with somebody almost 24/7. So I
Hmm.
also had to get comfortable with me again.
Okay.
Like, and this may seem little, but my ex was all about, I'm a drive. She wanted, I wanted to drive, but she wanted to drive all the time. So I didn't really know my way around the city because I wasn't the one driving.
Oh,
So
right.
now I'm learning, even though I had been here since 2011, in 2014, I'm really learning the city for real, for real.
Hmm.
Oh, okay,
Hmm.
this is where Broad is. This is where, oh, okay.
Wow.
Stuff like
Yeah.
that. So and it was fun. getting to know me, getting comfortable with
Yeah.
the 40-year-old George when I knew the 20,
Yes.
I'm like, okay, I like this dude. And
Yes.
then,
Coming into your own.
yes, yes. And that's what it was about, because when I can do that, now I can allow you to be who you are when I meet whomever I'm supposed to be with, because now I
Yeah.
know who I am.
Yeah.
So trust just kind of connected to that, because once I got comfortable with me, once I was able to itemize or really categorize, okay, that's my ex, that's who she was. That doesn't
Right.
mean
Yeah.
that's her. That was
Okay.
our experience. I was
Mhm.
able to, the walls were down, and I knew I was able to trust again. I knew I was ready
Okay.
to just be open.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
love that you said all that. I just want, for those that are listening, I'm going to unpack a little bit and recap what
Yeah.
you just said, because you said a lot, again, dropping a lot of gems, right? And I just want everybody to know that are listening, whether you're listening to it now, live, or later, this is organic. So
Yeah.
George doesn't know, how I felt about this book. He doesn't know what I wrote in my margins, what I'm going to ask him. Okay. This is just off the cuff, off the
Off the
dome.
cuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although we've been having this conversation about, in terms of us getting together on the
Yes.
interview. So I love that you said that we're foundational, right? So there's some
Hmm.
foundations that you have.
Yes.
And I want people to get that it's important to have models of
Yes.
what it is that
Oh,
you want. Because I love that you said, I had a present father. And so many of us don't have a present father.
yeah.
So many of us don't know what marriage looks like. Okay, because I
Mm-mm.
can tell you right
No.
now, I didn't know what that looked like in
Yeah.
my home. I didn't even know what it looked like in my immediate family, or even my immediate extended family.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a model until
Yeah.
I got to a certain point in my life, probably in my late 20s, where I'm at a church setting and I'm seeing couples that,
Yes.
oh, they're married, they're thriving. Oh, they look like they're in love. They look like they love each other, or they
Yeah.
like each other. So I love that you said that foundation was built. You already
Yeah.
had that. I also like that you mentioned, you know, knowing yourself again, because much to your point about the fact that you didn't know the city, you were leaning into that person. That person's preference was to maybe be in control. That person's preference was
Yeah.
maybe to
Yeah.
lead, and that person's preference was to drive.
Yeah.
So now you have to relearn what
Hmm.
George likes to do, not based off of what you're doing, to not always compromise, but lean into
Yeah.
the other person's preferences, or lean into the other person's strengths. I did
Hmm.
learn this from my brother. I always have to find a way to shout him out. But I learned this from my brother, with him now, with his second marriage. I realized that it's not always a 50-50, right?
No,
It
no,
may look
right.
like 100 on this side and 0 on that side. It might look like 80 on this side. It may look like a 20 on this side. But they lean into each other's strengths, and it might interchange, right?
Mm,
And so I love that you mentioned that, and going out alone, because I
mm,
had to learn that myself, because I thought, oh, well, surely movie, dinner, flowers, oh, that should be from another. That should be with
yeah,
someone. So
yeah.
I love that you had to trust yourself again. So honesty.
Mm. Honesty.
Let's talk about the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, because I tell you, I was dating a guy and he had some really hard questions up front.
Yeah,
And to me, I felt like, okay, well, they don't necessarily apply. And when we talk about truth, whose truth, right?
right.
Because again, I can tell you the truth, and there's some things that I might have omitted or left out, right? There's
Yeah,
some things where I didn't lie to you, but I told you the truth. I told you the truth
yes.
and revealed what it is that I needed to reveal to you at that time. Or sometimes you just let things flow organically. But people have this idea of like, oh, the truth and nothing but the truth, and so help you God. Honesty. I realized, as I read this chapter, you mentioned honesty enforces the element of trust within, giving it a reason to exist, and validates its will to survive. George, oh, good. Somebody probably trying to call you. Did I lost you for a second? Can you still hear me?
I can't hear. Hold on just a moment.
Okay. Yeah, somebody might have interjected the call.
What's going on? Having sound issues. I can't hear you.
No? Okay. Maybe pop out and come back in. Go out. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Okay, I just want you guys to know those that are tuning in, whether you're tuning in now or later, you are watching our Breakthrough Podcast presents the Lip Lounge, and better known as Life is Poetry. This is the movement that I've been working on for, I would say, probably the past 3 years. It's now birthed 2.5 books. The third book will be launching in March, and I'm super excited about it. So we've been talking to George Lee Jr., and if you're not familiar with him, he is a prolific writer, author, poet, okay, and father, husband, just community leader, and such a really great person. And I know we were having some sound issues, so I'm going to bring him back in. We are talking about Love Her. Okay, love her, love her. Okay, and however you might look at that in the perspective, this is a love letter to women, but most importantly, it's a guide to our men, our young men, seasoned, and those that are maybe just starting out that really just need to know that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to love. It's okay to share. It's okay to let your walls down. It's okay to talk about your feelings to your friends. And we are breaking down trust, honesty, and all the things love. Okay. So we are going to get him back in here and continue the conversation.
Here we go.
All right. Okay.
No, no.
We
All
are
right,
back.
here we go.
Yes, yes, yes. All righty. So I know we were talking about the next chapter, honesty. And we talk about this idea of truth, okay? Because, and how much is appropriate to share. So
Mm,
it says an honesty, full disclosure, or is it just being honest where asked directly or prompted? Okay. Because sometimes, like you were talking about earlier, where you felt like you were talking too much because the person that you
mm.
were with prior to said, "Oh, you talk too much." So now you're pulling back and you're finding that you're going to the other extreme. And for me, everybody knows I'm a talker, and sometimes I can overshare. So now I've kind of pulled back and I'm like, okay, well, I tell you what you need to know when I feel like you need to know it. So talk to me about that and what that looked like as you were unpacking, your previous relationship and now deciding, okay, I think I'm ready to get back in the game and intentionally date and to maybe someday marry again.
Sure. So I think you just kind of hit it on the nail. I'm of the mind of what you just spoke to, as far as sharing it when you're ready to share it.
Okay.
And honesty doesn't even necessarily mean telling you my whole story up front,
Right. That's
but
a
it definitely means just transparent. And I really feel like a lot of us are not transparent enough. It
mm-hmm.
means basically giving someone the a choice. When you're not
Mm,
transparent with someone, you take away their choice. You take away their choice. So just being transparent enough to the point to where you're giving them a choice.
okay.
Because when you're not being honest, you're taking them on a journey that they did not ask for.
Yeah.
That's essentially what you're doing. So
Mm-hmm.
being transparent enough, like you just said, you're sharing enough and what's adequate at the time. That's what honesty looks like to me. Again, it doesn't mean first, second date, you just spilling all the beans.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
t- you t-
Yeah.
you go up, you tell them about every relationship, what happened, your mama, your uncle, pace yourself, but be as transparent as you need to be for wherever you are with that person.
Well, give me an
And
example. Give me an
sure,
example. Yeah.
perfect example. So when I was dating, when I first started dating, my divorce hadn't finalized yet. When I
Mm.
was unintentionally dating, so I'm not a, that's to me that's not something you withhold, in
Okay.
my opinion. In my opinion.
Thank you.
So
Thank you,
what
George. Wait, say that for the people in the back. Okay, because I need to know that
that's
listen, the pen ain't dry yet. Okay, ain't been sent yet.
right.
Come on, somebody.
A lot of us, so yeah, so and I hear too many stories of the person didn't find out that the person was not divorced until a month later, 2 months later. It's like that's gang. That's crazy work to me. That was first to me. That's first date disclosure. You
Okay.
know,
Thank you.
that's
Yes.
that's basic, foundational, bottom line transparency. Hey, just to
Got
let you know. So there was several dates I went on where the divorce wasn't finalized. So
it. Okay.
hey, I'm letting you know. We number one. I'm not trying to be out on a date, and I'm still living with my ex-wife. That ain't happening. So
Mhm.
that's and I don't. That's a whole nother book I need to write.
Right.
Why are you? That's why are you that? Why are you still living with your? That's a whole nother book. Anyway, but by the time I was out the house. I had my own place. So but I'm letting you know, hey, I'm going through a divorce. We are not getting back together because I wouldn't be on
Okay.
this date if we were. That's
Okay.
not happening.
Okay.
But this is when the divorce is looking to be finalized. This is why the divorce is still pending. All of those things,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what transparency looked like to me when I was dating prior to the divorce being finalized.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I love that. And I love that you said it because it needs to be stated that
Yeah.
there is a standard. There is a standard
Yes.
there that I feel like, or a code of conduct that I
Yes.
believe that should be executed. Like you said, I love that you define transparency as giving someone a choice. Don't waive my option in whether or not I want to be an active participant in your foolery. Because again, there are
Right.
some people that see it differently. Like I don't see
Yeah.
you as
Oh
single. I
yeah.
still see you as someone's husband
Right.
if you are still married and you are not legally separated, you have
Right.
not fully divorced, and because again I found that there's been situations where there's always been a possibility, and I love that you said up front, listen, we're not getting back together. I have now moved out of the
Right.
marital home. I've given myself time, right? We're not talking about, oh, you thinking about it. It's
Right.
only been like 6 months and you're wishy-washy and you have no
Right.
idea if there's reconciliation, because at the end of the day, I'm always going to root for a family to stay
Yeah,
together.
most definitely. Yeah.
So I love that you mentioned that. And that leads me to the next step, honey. She's so tired. Okay. And when I
Oh, the
tell you,
poem. Yes.
I had such, and I literally wrote here in the margin, made me have a strong response, exclamation, exclamation, mostly in sadness. Okay. So I'm
Oh,
going to see if I
yeah.
can pull out just a little, like a stanza of it, because we can't give nothing for free, y'all. Because
Right.
this man, you got to go and get the book. Okay. Love her. You got to get the book. And we will make sure that we have his socials at the end of this as we close up our conversation. And we're also going to let you know where you can see him next, because of course we've got some really great events coming up, and that was part of the reason why we want to have this conversation. um I want to do this really quickly, George. I don't know if you can see on your phone, if anyone else can see it on your page, or if they can see that you're live with someone, because I feel like a lot of people are asking where we are, and
No, I can't
I'm
see.
not sure if it's just not showing up, because my brother said they were standing by, and I don't know what that means. Usually a standby
Yeah.
um is when you're trying to get on stage, and
Right.
because you had the secure link. So
Right.
she's so tired, and I love that you wrote this because man, I felt this. So let me see if I can pull out a really great stanza. um mm, 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 mm. Oh, he either lays up in her crib without a gig, or doesn't give her what she emotionally needs, or doesn't help to water his seed. Or how about her seed? Okay. Flower her garden. Or his boys come first, his toys come first, clothes and rims before he provides for them. Baby, why do you cry for him? I just want to tell her that love is sometimes clear when you put an end to it, for then you can see God in the mirror when you look into it. But you allow them to steal the Jesus out of you, one
Mm.
by one, as they stole a piece of him out of you, leaving darkened caves full of grief, like a mouthful of decayed teeth, as you prayed for peace to have the pain cease. Whew. Child. This one, it just gives me chills, and it's heartbreak for a lot of the compromises that we make, men or women,
Yeah.
a lot of mistakes that we make. um, a lot of belief that we have in the person that we love, right? The person we choose, because love,
Hmm.
in fact, is a choice, right? I think
Yes.
as a woman, I feel like a lot of us grew up glamorizing and romanticizing this idea of love.
Hmm.
Oh, it's
Yes.
warm and fuzzy. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, it's butterflies in the stomach. It's all these
Right.
things. We didn't look at it as we looked at it as a feeling. We didn't look at it as an action. We didn't look at it as something that needed to be activated. We didn't look at it as something
Right.
that needed to be chosen time and time
And
again.
you know what it is? I think because a lot of movies, it's nothing wrong. I mean, it's
Oh,
art.
that's art.
A lot of movies and songs, they stop at the honeymoon. Like, when we watch a movie, we're not gonna see, in most cases, the work part. We're seeing the falling in love part. So, but that's it, and then the movie ends. But
Love me a
what if the
romantic comedy.
movie? Yeah, what if the movie continued, and then we saw, oh man, they going through it. Like, yeah, you know. So, I mean, and so I think that's the reason. I was one of them. I mean, I was raised on Love Jones, and well, that was in
Come
my
on,
20s, but
come
really,
on.
like, I was raised, I mean, Baby Faces, I always cite this album. The Tender Lover album is
Yes.
probably one of the most romantic albums ever made.
Yeah.
And I was just a 12, no, at the time, 89, 15, 16-year-old boy in my room just listening to this album, like, ah, you
Oh.
know. So that was me. I was I've
Yeah.
been a hopeful romantic far as back as I can see. So
Guilty.
I was
Guilty.
yeah. So that was, yeah. So it wasn't until I got in my mid 20s, I'm like, oh, there's another part of this,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
is not bad, but it's worth. I always say it's worth that's worth it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes. And you
it,
have to pick who it's worth it for. And I think that's what it
yes,
is. I think a lot of times we deem people worth it that maybe
yes,
didn't earn it, maybe
yes,
didn't deserve it. Guilty, guilty.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I love about Love Jones is I feel like it's an accurate depiction
yeah,
because
because
and
they
it's
go through
so
all
time.
of it. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
so timely. Even now, it's like,
yes,
oh, you saw how that got messy. You saw
yes,
how communication can fall out. You
yep,
can see how assumptions can turn into big, massive amounts of resentment. You can see how, you know, well, shoot, now we intertwined our lives, and
yes,
your friends are my friends, and now we out here and we just trying to live and trying to hang out and we find ourselves kind of still in the same friend groups, and it's difficult to really break up and separate. So that's what I loved about Love Jones, but I am a romantic comedy girl, so you're right, they
yes,
do all the romance, it's all the good gushy stuff, but not
yes.
really about the work.
Yeah,
So
one of my
I love
favorite
that you
movies.
mentioned that.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
love that you mentioned
That's
that.
the movie that actually inspired me to start performing poetry. When it
Oh, come
came out in
on.
'97, yeah. '98 was the year I started performing poetry, but that movie was part of the reason I started performing poetry.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
come on. They just call me brother of the night.
Brother of the
Okay.
night.
Because right now I want to be the blues in your left
Left
side, trying to be the
and the
comfort
funk to
in
your
your right.
right. Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
Yes. So for those that are listening, guys, I don't know. You're probably going to listen to it later. We're going to have to post this later if those that are not able to see it. But this is such a phenomenal conversation as we're talking about. We're talking to George Lee Jr. We're talking about his book, Love Her, Love Letter to Our Women, Guide
Yes.
and Handbook to the young man or anybody that
Yeah.
really dares to love, essentially.
That
Um,
simple.
Dares to love. So I want to talk about one more thing about, because I know we're going up on about 40 minutes. And we can definitely end at 8, but I do want us to get to some of the good stuff about what you have coming up. But
Hmm.
I want to talk about this love language thing. Now, I don't know exactly
Mm.
the origin. I didn't read the book. I think it's one of those things like you just hear it, right? And then you
Yeah.
subscribe to it, you adapt to it, and say, hey, okay, this is what I feel. This is what my love language is. And we somehow make these things, the golden rule of like, okay, this is what
Right.
it is. And so this here says the letter of quality time. And it
Mm.
starts with the time you spend apart assists in your individuality, which then enhances who you are. when you're together as a couple. And I said, I believe this is my love language. In fact, there's truth to the concept slash theory. Okay. So quality time. Let's talk, break it down to me about
Yes.
quality time, because what I am finding, because I'm an alpha woman, and I know what I want, I know what I like.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you, you don't really have to, um, it's not a mystery. You don't have to wonder. And so, and I'm a natural born leader.
Hmm.
But there was something I heard early on when I met you and your wife, um, about some intentionality and about the way that you did quality time or practiced quality time. So
Yes.
break that down to me about what that was like for you, in your dating phase. Were you always like that? Or was it something that you brought into practice as you were courting your wife? Is it something you learned from past experiences or past mistakes? But let's talk about quality time.
Sure. So quality time. Now, it's funny. I didn't start hearing about the whole love language thing until I started writing a book.
Okay.
And then when I took the test, when I was with I didn't even take the test till I was with my wife to find out what my love language was. But it actually ended up being quality time.
Oh,
That's my love
gotta take a
language.
test.
So,
Gotta
which,
take a
and
test.
see, and when I look back, I'm like, wow, that makes sense. So I'm just all about, it's, first of all, it's about balance. It wasn't until I was probably in my late 20s or early 30s that I learned that quality time apart is just as crucial as quality time together.
Okay.
So when me and my wife were dating, a lot of course, in the beginning, you're all up under each other, you know.
Hmm.
So as life happens and as time goes on, she's more of a phone person than I am. So I kind of had this thing where I'm like, okay, we're gonna babe, we're gonna do no phones when we're gonna pick a show. Well, she was the one really picking the shows. We're gonna watch 2 shows a week. So what I did was I used that time. That was our time to put the phones down.
Okay.
No checking the phones. Just we cuddle with each other watching TV. So that was my way of intentionally incorporating that within our quality
Hmm.
time.
Hmm.
But she knows I'm a big proponent also of time apart. I love it when she goes with her out with her girls.
Hmm.
Bye. Have a good time. Uh, there was one time she went out to Arizona with her girls, and I spent a weekend kicking. I was outside with the fellas for about 2 nights in a row, which is rare for me. So
Okay.
yeah, quality time to me, it's all about balance. Life happens, but you got to get that time in. But you
Okay.
also, and we don't talk about this enough, you got to get that time apart. The
Hmm.
better you are individually lends to the better you are together.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because getting in a marriage or in a serious relationship does not mean you abandon who you are. It does not mean you
Okay.
abandon your interests. Now, I'm not going to go to every single thing she wants me to. That's not my interest, but I'm going to go to some of them.
Right.
And same and vice versa. So and that's where the compromise comes in.
Yeah.
But no, sometimes go do your thing. That's not really my thing, but go do your thing. I'll see you later.
Hmm.
Or I'll go
Hmm.
do my thing and I'll see you later. But then sometimes you compromise and you go with one another. But it all really basically boils down to balance. You got to
I
have
love
balance in
that
that quality
balance.
time. You got
So
to
let's
have it.
talk about that balance, because I love that you mentioned, and I know that this is something that I'm learning. I
Hmm.
didn't learn that until I probably say in a lot of my singlehood, um, probably more recently. Because I said 40s is my year, honey. It's just my
There you
year
go.
to just do me and
I love the
just
40s.
live.
The 40s I
Yeah,
love the
I'm
40s.
I'm having the time of my life and I love it. But I didn't know this in my 20s, right?
Mm.
Because I was always attached to somebody. Talk to
Yep.
me about the quality time apart. What does
Mm.
that look like for a man? What does that look like for George? What did that look like for for um a married man, right? A man that had been married, a man that is now rebuilding. Um, because there's layers to us, and like you say, life is happening. So,
Hmm.
what does that quality time with yourself look like?
Sure. So quality time for myself could be me going out by myself, me shooting pool with the fellas, or going
Okay.
to an open mic without her, even though she comes with me often. But it may be this, babe, you go ahead, I'll stay at the house. But aside from going out of the house, quality time also could mean a part in the house. Like right now, this
Mm.
is her office. I'm in her office,
Okay.
my wife's office. So this is like her, her domain quality time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually in the living room. Usually I'm watching what I'm watching while she's upstairs watching what she watches, but that's okay.
Okay.
So we're even within the same roof, under the same roof. Maybe she's upstairs binge watching the show I know I'll never watch.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I'm binge watching a show that I know she'll never watch. That could also be that has been and sometimes serves as our quality time apart.
Okay. I like
And then
that.
also our interests. So when she's doing her charcuterie boards in the kitchen,
Right.
and she's doing her thing, or when I'm downstairs preparing for a paint and sip event, you
Right.
know, or there have been times I've gone to the paint and sip without her, or she'll
Mm.
go do an event without me because we're not joined at the hip. So
Okay.
that's what I know. That's what it's looked like since we've been married. Which
Nice.
to me, I'm fine with that as long as they're balanced. Now I don't want you upstairs every day for
Vice.
5 and 6. Like okay, I want to see you now. But that's why it always comes back to a balance with me.
Yes. Well, I
Yep.
love that you mentioned, your wife's business, and I love that you mentioned your paint and sip because we are now at the time in the show where I definitely want to speak to what you have coming up, what we both have coming up,
Yes.
and what you might see for those that are listening, what you might see on social media. You might have us talk a little bit about it. We might cross promote, and they're all both the tickets are available now. So
Yes, they
talk
are.
to us about your paint and sips, when you started them, what's
Yes.
what is coming up, the dates, and then of course
Yes.
tell people where they can find information for it, or they can follow up with you directly.
Yep. So I started doing the paint and sips back in
Oh, it was that
21.
long, George? Come on now, don't act.
No, it was like 21, 21. It was supposed to start right before
He was
COVID,
like,
but then COVID
ooh,
happened. Right. It's been a minute. Shout out to my boy DJ Dami Styles because I started it with him. He
yes.
used to DJ for it. So
Okay,
maybe 5 years. It'll be 6 years this coming December.
that's
But I used to do them monthly. I do them every other month, sometimes monthly, but they're music themed because I'm a music head. I listen to
mm-hmm.
everything. So they're usually music themed. I draw on all the canvases. They're all pre-drawn on for those that are intimidated. It's always a good time. Always a good time. I enjoy making a playlist because I love music. But I do
Nice.
them well, the next one we got coming up is at Soho 614
Mhm.
5031 Chatterton Road. That is going to be March 14th, and that is the Jill Scott themed one for everybody that's been bumping that new album. That's why I timed it for March 14th. So we're going to have a good time. And then I got April 18th is the new edition family themed paint and
Mhm.
sip, which means that we're going to be playing everything, whether it's New Edition, Ralph Tresvant joints, Johnny Gill joints, BBD joints, Bobby Brown joints, and New Edition
Yay.
joints. So
Yeah.
that's and we always have a good time. We do. It's usually 3 hours long. I have an
Mhm.
intermission. I'm about support, so I always use it to shout out anybody in the spot that's an entrepreneur doing anything. We always have vendors. Shout out to my vendors. But it's just always a good time. So I sell tickets I announce it every freaking day on my Facebook, which is
Yep.
George Lee Jr.
Mhm.
Or my Instagram, which is Mr. Lee underscore 1973, or at Paint and Potions on Instagram. But the
Oh, okay.
yeah, Paint and Potions on
Okay.
Instagram because
I
it's
gotta
Paint and
follow that.
Potions. Yep.
Mhm.
So I sell the regular price tickets on Eventbrite, but I
Okay.
always have promos where I just had somebody inbox me. Right now I got the $25 holla because regular price at 35. Somebody just bought four
Hey.
seats. $25 right now if you inbox a brother. We don't have much capacity left for this one because this one is selling out. I probably
Mhm.
got 9 to 10 seats left for the
All
April
right, come
14th.
on,
Yeah.
sold out.
Yep.
So, oh my gosh. So, guys, yes, definitely follow up with George Lee.
Yes.
I need to follow that other account. I didn't realize that there was a separate account for
Yep.
the Pink and Sip event, so I need to find that on Instagram. Um, also, I want you guys to know for March 14th, George's event is in the evening. Okay, so
Yes.
when you pay and sip, it's like the wind down, it's the vibe out, you know. But what I want you to do is first come on down to Art Nuco for my event. It's going to be, a welcome party, light reception. You can feed your spirit. As we talk about a much needed discussion surrounding grief and loss for
Yes.
the third installment of my Life, Love, Lost poetry collection. That is going to be doors open at 12:30. It will end at 3. And then you can do your
Perfect.
wind down and paint and sip with the Paint and Potions Jill Scott
5 to 8.
edition.
See, that's
Yes.
perfect.
Yes.
Go
5 to
home, change your
9.
clothes if you want to change your clothes. Get your man
Mhm.
right, and then 5 o'clock we get going.
Yes, and so I'll feed your belly, feed your spirit, and then
See,
you will feed your soul because, honey,
there you
that Jill
go.
Scott album is on
Woo.
point. I've been bumping it, and there's
What's your
certain
favorite
tracks
joint?
that, yep, my
What's your
favorite.
favorite one?
Oh gosh, first off, I love the affirmational one. That is like my new
Oh,
anthem. I always have an anthem that I literally play on repeat. Because before that, it was Mary J. Blige, "Good Morning, Gorgeous."
oh yeah.
So that is now my new one. Um, I love the go-go one because I love to dance. So I will sometimes just put my playlist on and literally dance. Like that might be my workout for the day.
Okay.
Um, oh God, there are so many. The ones that you guys hear me as of lately, whenever I'm posting a story, I'm posting Jill's music. I don't know them all by name, but I'm enjoying it because again, I've always been a Jill Scott fan in college. It was
Yes.
it was Erica, Jill, and India
Mm.
Ari.
Ooh, that was an
And
era. That was an
honey,
era.
you couldn't tell me nothing. I had a chance to see Jill in person. I saw India Ari in person, but unfortunately, I have
Yes.
not seen Erica in concert. But when they did that versus, honey,
Yes.
I was at
Yes.
home having a good old
I know
time
that's
as if
right.
I was in the arena. So I love that. Oh, I see a thumbs up. So that means
There you
somebody's
go.
watching.
Now my favorite joint is the math. Oh my God. The math.
So it's crazy because at the album
Whew.
release party that we were at, I couldn't hear the lyrics. It wasn't until I got home where
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh,
Oh.
this deep."
Yeah,
Woo,
lyrically that's my favorite song on the album.
and I'm a lyric person as well. I'm a lyric person as well, and it's all about speaking to my soul. So yes,
Yes.
you do the math, you do the
You do the
math.
math. That's all
Yes,
I ask.
yes. So you guys got to hear that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So George, you have to find him on social media.
Yes,
Follow
and my
him.
book. So I always post the link of my book on my page daily as well. You can go to Amazon as well. The If you go to Amazon and buy it, it's the old school copy. It's the cover rather. This cover is exclusively for me directly, but it's only $15. I post it daily on George Lee Jr. That's my Facebook. I'll ship if you're local here in Columbus, I will hand deliver autograph copy. That's what I do.
Yes, come on. Listen, local artists, support your local artists,
Yes,
support
please.
your black owned businesses.
Please.
Okay, because honey, we black every day of the week, not even just in the month, not
There
in
you go.
February. Okay, don't give me the shortest month, honey. We are black all day, every day
Every
of the
day.
year.
Yes.
So I really appreciate that you came on today for the premiere of the Lip Lounge, guys. We
Thank you.
back,
Yes.
okay? So we're gonna do more of these, and I'm so glad that I started this with George on this amazing love letter to our women, to our sisters, and to our brothers, and to
Yes.
those that are
Yes.
in love, those that are looking for love, aspiring to love, wanting to
Yes.
learn more about love, all the things love.
All of it.
So make sure that you follow me at Renee Taylor, at George Lee, Facebook and Instagram. Take a look and save the date, March 14th. You
March
can be
14th.
in two
Very
places at
important
one
date.
time.
Very important
Maybe
date.
George and I will work out something where
Yes.
there can be like, some type of promotion if you're going to both
Yes.
events, because mine will be early in the day, light reception. I will feed you. We
Yes.
have incredible panelists, and then you can have the wine down and the vibe out with your girl Jilly from Philly. Okay,
Yes.
so you guys have been watching our Breakthrough Podcast presents the Lip Lounge, also known as Life is Poetry. It's been real with this conversation. I used to love a lover, okay? And
Hey.
grab his book. And then, of course, you know about all my books that are coming out that we will be hitting March 14th. March 14th. Save the date, March
There you
14th.
go. Save the
If you don't
date.
remember anything else, that's what it is, and follow us. And so thank you, George. Any last
Thank
words?
you. No, just you know what? All the creatives out there, keep being creative. This is the time to be creative. Writers, vocalists, artists, authors, poets, be creative. Keep creating art. Good art.
Yes. I
Let's
love
go.
that. That's such an amazing way to end it. Thank you guys
Yes.
for watching the premiere episode of The Lip Lounge. Till next
Thanks
time.
for having me.
Bye.
Peace.